Hey, how you doing, guys? So I am here today to do a video, obviously, but I put a picture on Twitter of a client of mine who done amazing transformation. I'm very, very proud of him, Ben. And you guys were asking how we did it, how we got there, and I said I'll do a video kind of giving you some tips and kind of give you kind of methods behind how we do transformations. So the first thing we need to realise is when people come to see you for coaching or to do a diet plan and train, basically, they're going to be like in the action phase. They've thought about it, they've been through contemplation, and now really take action. This means one of two things to me. This either means they've already started dieting or they're now about to. If they're now about to, chances are they're going to be eating bad and possibly overeating on calories, I would presume. If they've already started diet, 90% of the time and 90% of the clients I see, I have to bring their calories up, okay, because they're eating too low calories. Low calorie diets are not great, guys. They do not work in the long run. We know this. Things start to slow down in our body, like our thyroid, which controls our metabolism. We shred through muscle, which obviously is metabolically active, so you could have more calories if you've got more muscle. And it will work for a short period of time. And then when you want to stop dieting and eating like a normal person, your body won't be able to cope with the food. It will all be too slow to kind of digest it, and you'll end up being bigger than you were for the most part. So that's not the way to go. So this is something that's sustainable. It's a lifestyle change. It's something that works for you. It's tailored to you. So I will talk a little bit more later about when I say bringing the calories up. Obviously, if he's eating 500 calories less than he is at the moment, I'm not going to slam in 500 calories straight away because it's going to be too much too soon. I'm going to bring it up gradually. The next point I'm going to do, I'm going to find out a little bit about them. Previous history, the kind of diet they're eating at the moment, how stressed they are, when they work out, how well they sleep, all these type of things. Once I've got a rough idea of that, they're going to do me a food diary. It's going to be a 7-day food diary of everything they eat and drink for 7 days. They're also going to put, if they can, how it made them feel 30 minutes to 2 hours later. This might give me an idea of foods that don't really agree with them very well. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start to create a food plan for them. I'm going to take out everything that is unnecessary and that they don't need. I'm not going to make their diet just chicken and broccoli every day because that defeats the purpose, okay? It's going to be good food that has variety and keeps them kind of on track. I'm also going to tailor that in with their workouts and their stress levels. So one of the main things you want to do is you want to reduce their stress. It might be because their job's stressful. It might be because they're doing way too much training. Way too much training with too little calories, very stressful. Or their diet is being just sugar for the last 20 years and then you're stressing out your pancreas. These are all stresses that you are going to have to remove. So talking about the pancreas just there, you guys know we've done a video on stress and we've also done a video on how sugar affects your body. So if someone has been eating, let's say, sugar, like a lot of fast-acting carbs and processed food for a long time, like pretty much the majority of their life, which a lot of people have when they come to see you, you can pretty much assume that their pancreas is going to be working overtime. So we want to increase their insulin sensitivity. There's lots of different ways we can do this. So if someone who's very overweight, chances are I'm going to reduce their carbs. So when looking at a diet, I'm going to give them foods that are the same thing as we always say, easily digested and nutrient dense, alright? So they are going to be things that they've got natural enzymes in it. You've heard us say this hundreds of times. They're going to be kind on your gut and stuff like that. Chances are people you're going to find have got gut issues, so they might have some inflammation in there. If that's the case and you suspect they've got leaky gut, you might use a glutamine protocol and things like this. This is the tricky bit. I'm then going to take all these things into one little pile and do a big kind of figuring out what comes next. I'm going to take in account their stress. Can I reduce any of that stress? Their sleep, can I make them sleep better? How much water they're taking in? How many times they're going to train a week? And the appropriate protocol for them. I want to find out what is going to be most suited to their lifestyle and give them the best results that they can adhere to. I'm going to also be thinking about, do I really need to increase their insulin sensitivity? If I do, it makes things a little bit easier for me because it's going to tell me what kind of protocol I want to take. So once we've got all that sorted and we're training, if the chances are I'm not going to give them any cardio to start with. We're going to use big compound lifts, deadlifts, squats, things that are going to increase your androgen output, okay? To get your kind of hormones flushing around and build a little bit of muscle. These are the things I'm going to use, and then later date I'll probably start bringing in cardio. Reason for this is I don't want to throw everything at them to start with. One, it's quite a lot to take on, but two, Fat loss is never linear. We've done a video on this before. It doesn't just keep falling off, healing off. You're gonna have fits and starts. Reducing stress, okay, that's the big one. So stress doesn't just have to be from your environment, like I said. It can be from the food you eat, it can be from toxicity, it can be all these type of things. But reducing stress is one of the probably the single most important thing to help you being more healthy. Improve your sleep. Improving your sleep is beyond important. Little tips for improving your sleep. Turn your electrical devices off 2 hours before bed because they stimulate cortisol, which is gonna kind of not let you sleep so well. Get a little pad and write a list of things you've got to do tomorrow so they're off your head, and then write a few things at the end of the day that you're grateful for. That doesn't have to be anything massive. It can be, I'm grateful for the fact I got sweet potatoes today because I love it. It could be, I'm grateful for the fact that my family's healthy, whatever it may be, and think of those things before you go to sleep, and it puts you into that bed in a much better perspective and it helps you get a more fulfilled sleep. I guess that's the nicest way to say it. So there you go guys, that's just a brief overview. It's probably quite a lot to take in straight away. So main points that I did was I sussed out their diet to start with, how many calories you're on, did I need to push it up or down? Chances are it probably needs to come up for most people if they're already dieting. I then looked at cleaning out the diet of all the rubbish and just putting good nutrient dense foods in there. I then looked at how stressed they are when they're training. Do I need to pick a certain protocol that's going to fit them for that? Or do I need to increase insulin sensitivity? Do I need to give them more carbs on the leg day if they're carb cycling because they use a lot of glycogen on that day? All these type of things. That's where it gets a slightly bit complicated. So what I suggest is doing all these little things, get little bits, how stressed am I, what do I do, what do I eat, and then just go through them one by one and slowly start to piece them together so you can see where the next step is for you. And once you find that little equilibrium, it should be pretty easy for you. Like, it shouldn't be impossible for you to stick to. Alright, if you've been very bad eating for a while, it's going to be quite hard for you to come off the sugars, but it's going to be worthwhile if you're eating loads already. So on that note, I'm going to go. I think I've talked enough on that. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope this helped you out a bit. If you want me to go more into depth into certain parts of that, just give us a shout and I will. Thanks so much for watching. See you later.